We are creating an application for smart museum tour. The data that we are using is from Museum of Modern Art, and the source for the data is this. And these are the two files particularly that we downloaded for our data set. One of them is artist.csv and the other one is artworks.csv. These are the two main data sets that will be using, and another data set that we'll be using will be the location data set. So let's look at the file that we used, uh, the code basically to parse the CSV files, clean the data based on the attribute values. So as you can see here, I'm running the script on artist.csv, and this will check for all the attributes that we want out of that particular CSV file. We don't want all the fields. These are the fields that we want, and I'm running a basic check on all the values to make sure that none of the values are null. If any of the values do not make sense or are empty or are zero, it would not allow those entries to be entered into our the resulting CSV file, and then ultimately I'm just storing that CSV file as artist underscore result.csv. Same way for artwork parser, here I'm using the artwork.csv file, which is over here, and it will take some of the attributes out of that file, which again we do not want all the attributes of that file, so we are selecting some particular attributes and then running a small check on all the attributes to make sure that none of the values are empty or null, and then make sure that all the entries with valid values, all the rows with valid values are entered into the data set, new data set, and then I'm storing that as a CSV at artwork underscore result.csv. And the third file that we have is beacon generator.js, which basically goes to the artwork result.csv file, iterates through all the entries, and creates a unique ID, which you can see over here, ID plus plus, which is basically giving a new ID for every row, and it is mapped to a particular artwork in the artwork.csv. So this way beacon data can be beacon ID can be easily linked to a particular artifact, and that way we can query the database very easily. So now let's run all the files and look at the results being generated. First we'll look at the artist underscore pastor.js. It generated a new file, artist underscore result.csv. Now we'll run the artist underscore parser.js artwork, and this is a very long file, around 56 MB, so it will take a little bit of time to parse the whole thing. And now artwork.result underscore csv is also generated, and now we'll run the beacon generator, and it generates the list of beacons. So now let's look at all the results that are generated. First we'll go to the beacon result. So these are all the beacon IDs that we generated, which are unique, and this is the association number, which is mapped to the artwork.csv. Once this is done, we'll look at that. So this is the data. We can see that there are no empty fields in here. Now let's look at artwork result.csv. So as you can see, this is the artist result CSV. You can see the main thing is that we have removed all the unnecessary entries from the list, and all the values which had null or empty values, we have removed them as well. And yes, apart from that, all the data is here, which is artist results. And now let's look at the artwork result. This is the artwork result. As you can see, all the fields are not none of the fields are empty. We have removed the entries with unnecessary data sets, and also we have removed the columns which we did not need. We have only taken the columns that we required to display the information for the application. And as you can see here, the accession number is unique to every entry, and that will be used to map the location with the particular artwork.